Hey everybody, how's it going today? It's Robin here from AriesFireTarot, and it's time for an oracle card reading, and I'm using the Divine Feminine deck today. So I pulled a card, Rita of Cascia. Rita is the patroness of impossible causes. Her guidance is, it says, I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. This is one of those cards that has like 3 pages of guidance, so I'm just going to sort of cherry pick out some information. Like if you're not getting enough information from me, I mean, you can use the Google machine to find some more information. But anyway, so Rita, she's a saint, and she was called Margherita Lotti in 1381 in Italy to noble parents. She is associated with bees because as a child it is said that they swarmed her but never stung her. Rita wanted to enter a convent, but she was forced to marry Paolo Mancini and had her first child at age 12. Think about that for a second, 12 years old. Her husband was a wealthy nobleman who had many enemies in Cascia. Rita endured abuse and infidelities, but through prayer and kindness, she converted him to Catholicism. He then renounced the family feud known as La Vendetta. Even though Paolo had become a new man, a member of the feuding family murdered him for his previous acts. Rita's 2 sons wanted to avenge their father's death, but before they could, both died of dysentery. Wow. She's had some like shitty luck. After the death of her husband and sons, Rita wanted to enter the monastery of Saint Mary Magdalene in Cascia. She was given the condition that her family had to reconcile with the family that had killed her husband before she could gain entrance. Huge. Rita prayed to her patron saints, John the Baptist, Augustine of Hippo, and Nicholas of Tolentino to assist her in creating peace between the 2 rival families. The bubonic plague was ravaging Italy at that time and happened to take several members of both families. This was enough hardship that they all agreed to relinquish the feud. Rita entered the St. Mary Magdalene Monastery at the age of 36. Catholic legend says that she was transported into the monastery by her 3 patron saints via levitation. And legend also relates that while she was meditating on Christ at age 60, a ray of light pierced her between the eyes. The stigmata remained there until her death of tuberculosis in the monastery at 1457. Okay, so I ended up reading most of this guidance anyway because it's a pretty riveting story. I think so anyway. I think just these historical facts that somebody born in 1381, there's so much information. It's just like, oh, she had such a life of hardship, but it seems like she always just remained really positive. So anyway, when your soul selects her card, despite popular belief, Saint Rita isn't about suffering or martyrdom, not in this context. Here she is about miracles that happen when we choose to be steadfast about something or someone. This does not mean remaining in a situation that is harmful to us. It means knowing that we can believe anything is possible and that everyone is ultimately forgivable. That's interesting. Because forgiveness isn't about someone else, it's about freeing ourselves. And that is such a good point. Holding a grudge against somebody, I mean, I'm sure that somebody doesn't care or no, or doesn't care, right? So we might have to draw fierce boundaries and possibly never see this person again, but we can pray from any distance that a light larger than our own transforms them, right? That a love that's greater than what we alone can hold and have for them might offer them a new life. That's really beautiful. Saint Rita is asking us foremost to never give up on what we want for ourselves. And she's suggesting that the path to what we desire is in our own belief that it is still possible. We might not know how, Sorry, I have to put this right under the light. We might not know how or when things will align for us, but we can participate in a deep prayer, a bone trust that at some point what we most desire will arrive. Right? So just an amazing card, an amazing woman that just stayed in faith her whole life. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. So my biggest takeaway from this is not to hold grudges against people, because that can just chew you up, right? I mean, you think about somebody, you know, and like I've been there, right? And I know people that are like, oh, I hate that guy, you know, or whatever. And it's so important to just let it go and move on and send people love, regardless if you feel like they deserve it or not. And it actually makes you a bigger person. It just lightens your heart, you know, when you can finally let go of the wrath, right? It's not serving you. It's not serving anybody. And you know what? There could be people out in the world right now that they don't like me, or they're pissed off about something I did a million years ago, and I don't even know about it. And so technically I don't care. So, like, if you can't forgive somebody for what they've done, forgive them so that you can move on and just stay in faith and stay positive. And if you're not a prayer person, or if you're not religious, get on those positive affirmations. You could write them out. You could repeat them. You could listen to positive affirmations and just know that your healing is possible. So I said I wasn't going to talk much about the card because there was so much. But again, I just found her so amazing and such an inspiration. So I'll leave it there, you guys. A lot of information for this woman. So anyway, thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. Take care.